Sinatra shot you, goddamn you. Is this what you want?
Logic.
時は動き出す。
Alright, so we need to talk about this, right? Yeah, we need to. Well, okay, hey guys, it's me, the Dr. Pepper guy, and today I just wanted to do so. I want to talk about something. This is more of a spur of a moment thing. I was supposed to be recording another video, but I thought, like, okay, I should make this one as well, just because of whatever happened yesterday. And yesterday was a mess. And it's about Pokemon Sword and Shield. So if you don't know, I grew up with Pokemon, both the games and the anime or cartoon, whatever you want to call it. I grew up with that, and like Emerald is pretty much the first game I think I ever played in my life, and I think that's the series that got me into gaming, and that what made me into a gamer. If it wasn't for that, like, I think I would have been, I wouldn't have had so many great experiences as I did now at the present time. So I feel like I should talk about this. Like, I loved the series. Like, obviously, I said love to be past tense because I don't think I love it as much as I did back then. Now, I do like it, and I would like to show. I did show my interest in it. I did share my opinions on it on Twitter, but I don't think it'll be the same as it was. Like, that love is in there somewhere, yes, but I don't know. It isn't the same. It isn't the same. But anyway, that's not the topic in here. That's about like the controversy, my perspective on this entire thing, and a few more things. I feel I did share my opinions on Twitter, but I don't think I've given enough, like my full-on perspective on this. So I just felt like I need to talk about this, you know. So you know what happened to the Pokemon community? It went ground zero. It went batshit crazy after yesterday and day before because of Sword and Shield. It's just a huge mess. Like, you know, the hashtag Game Freak lied was trending yesterday. That's how fucking toxic it got with the leak that was showing that, you know, like it showed Game Freak lied because they said that they weren't using remade models, but then a leak was suggesting that, oh yeah, they totally used the remade models. And then there's another Twitter thread which says that, okay, it isn't exactly proven. It's a leak, but there's no solid backing to this that shows that, yeah, that this is Game Freak that did it. And that whole crap, and then, you know, the whole there are streamers who are intentionally making the game look worse and are posting it online so people won't buy it, which is again more bullshit. And the National Lex thing, which happened a long time ago, so there are only 400 Pokemon now in the Galar region. It's just a big fucking mess, really, and I can't even trust what I see online. Like, okay, before it was like that, but now it's just like so enhanced because people are intentionally making it look worse. Like, what kind of bullshit is that? And people are pissed off that Sword and Shield got good reviews, which is another thing. Like, bro, do you genuinely want this game to fail? Do you want a game in a series you loved fail? Like, I don't get it. It's just so bullshit. It's making me glad that I don't think I'm a part of any community, really. I don't think so. No, I'm not the Kingdom Hearts community, that's for sure. Not the Kingdom Hearts community, not the Persona community. Fuck those communities. I'm gonna say it. Even though I love the series, I'm not the part of those communities. I don't think I'm the type of person who will be in a community. Yeah, it's nice, but then not really. I think the only good community, like on the things that I'm really into and the things that I'll really love, the only positive community is the Fire Emblem community. Like, I know before it wasn't great, it wasn't, but now after Three Houses, because the game is just so damn good. That's my opinion, of course. I've seen some people disagree, but the game is just so damn good. Just because of that, people came unified. So that happened. Now, Pokemon, that was the absolute opposite. And just, man, it's such a mess. It's such a mess. So, I was defensive on this game. I did defend this game. And I just wanted to give my full on, you know, perspective on this. First is about the Pokédex. The National Dex, right? There being only 400 Pokemon. Okay, so pretty much like from the start, I think I'm more on the casual side on Pokemon games. What do I mean by the more casual side? It's like this, you know. As in like in every Pokemon game, I caught like 80 to 100 Pokemon and call it a game. Call it a day. It's not a game. What the fuck? I pretty much called it a day and left it. Like in every Pokemon game, 80 to 100, and I'm just like, yeah, I have enough Pokemon that I'm interested in. I'm interested in catching. Caught them, done. Just that's like that's how casual I am in these Pokemon games. It was never my interest to catch all of the Pokemon or do anything like that. Not really. That and like I usually play Pokemon games for this. To go on the journey, to pretty much look at the new Pokemon, look at what the region has to offer. Now I'm getting annoyed by the National X thing because I'm remembering an account which was retweeting that shit nonstop. But anyway, what I'm saying is, what are the reasons I played the Pokemon games? It's pretty much to go on a journey, look at what, well, go through the gyms, the league, everything. Also the story, especially after Black and White, go through the story and what it has to offer, and not only that, not only the story, but also like if it's fun or not, and also if I'm having a good time catching these new Pokemon, or if I like these new Pokemon, like you get what I'm saying. I played for that, not the graphics or the animations or shit like that. I mean, no, I don't think I ever played a game, let alone a Nintendo games, for its graphics, and I couldn't even give any less of a shit for that. Even Fire Emblem, people will be like, yeah, it had technical issues, but no one gave a genuine shit. Now I mean, like, okay, they cut off the national legs for that thing, but I just don't know. In the end, I don't care. It doesn't even bother me. If they added the national legs or if they didn't and they had the same shit, I wouldn't have cared because I don't get all the fucking 1,000 Pokemon. And I don't, and the national legs was never a source of its enjoyment. I never like, I never thought like, okay, I need to catch like a fucking 1,000 Pokemon just to have fun. No, just catch a few that I'm interested in catching, battle with friends who have the same game as me, and call it a day. Just have some good Pokemon fun. And yes, I do feel like it's wrong of Game Freak on some things. I'm not totally like damage controlling or bending over for Game Freak because like there have been cases where I showed that I am not a pure shill. Call me a bootlicker or a shill, I don't even give a fuck. Like I didn't give a shit about Let's Go because that wasn't the Pokemon game I wanted, and I was pissed off that they showed that. I didn't care about Ultra Sun because pretty much like the story was just the same thing. When I thought it would be like a sequel kind of thing, I thought that was bullshit and just left it. Especially after Sun and Moon left me disappointed. Now I don't know if Ultra Sun and Moon is good or not, and I don't really care. I don't think I'll try it out that or, you know, Let's Go Pikachu. And X and Y, that was also disappointing. Like, even though those games are good, I thought like they didn't live up to my expectations at all. So there's that. And just okay. So I'm not a fucking shill. I mean, I don't even love the series the same way I did back then. So like, I don't know. I do feel like it's a bad idea for Game Freak. Like they did confirm they're going for this approach in the future versions. I don't get it. Like you put it over for the Switch. Like wow, didn't you put in templates for future proofing so it isn't an issue? Then again, it's the higher ups pretty much. Like the higher ups are the ones who pretty much decide. Like the Pokemon company who are the ones who decide. And I feel like okay, they're the one who decided like yeah, let's cut off the national decks and let's continue this approach, which I don't get. I feel like it's a bad decision. Yes, and I do think the game is lacking polish, and in certain parts it looks inconsistent. Yes, and the animations. Okay, regardless of it being a Nintendo game or not, I do have to judge its graphics and its animations without bias and without having double standards and being like, okay, this is just like a Nintendo game. Graphics don't matter. I can see that. I can see some of the issues. I don't know if they're true or not. Like, but if they are true, those are bad issues, and technically it's a faulty game. And again, I wasn't really concerned about that or pop hints in Fire Emblem. So why would I give a shit about it now? Especially when I don't really care about those things. So in the end, yeah, I do feel like in a certain it does lack polish, and it's a rushed product, and they should delay it. But I think it has enough things that I can get it from. Since I said I am talking from a casual perspective, I'm more on the casual side of these games, so my standards are kind of low on when it comes to this. If you don't find anything, I mean, this game isn't right for you. You don't like those things. You don't really like it. Then don't buy it. I know, like you can give your criticisms, but then the stupidest thing you can do is give your criticisms and be like, okay, fuck this game, but in the end you still buy the game. That's the most stupidest thing you can do. Just don't buy the game. Give your criticisms, but don't buy the game. And one thing that it makes me baffled is that people care about the graphics and animation now, not before. And probably if the National Dex was there in the next game, they would pretty much like not say anything. I like that. And they are genuine flaws in this game. I'm not saying this game is flawless. There are genuine flaws, but people are so focused on the National Dex and the shitty nitpicks that they're not focusing on the goddamn flaws that the game seems like it has, and they're just not talking about it. Like in the end, it's not a perfect game, but it looks like it does look like an experience where you can get something out of it, really. And like you don't like it, you don't want to get it. That's on you. But I have simple needs in these Pokemon games, and like, from a casual perspective, I wanted those type of things, which I does describe. That whole rival thing, the story, what I can get from the story, what I can get from the regions, from the new Pokemon. It never was about if the older Pokemon were there or not. It was always about the new Pokemon and what the region has to offer. That's the point of the new generations for me. Of like each new gen, that's what matters for me. If the new Pokemon are cool or not, if they're good or not, and like just that. Like I said, if you don't like it, if you don't want to get it, that's good, right? I'm not saying the game is flawless. I'm not saying the game is just so perfect. It's not. It lacks polish. It does look inconsistent in a few parts, yes, but I do see some changes which are good in the game, and I feel like I think it's enough for me to invest my money in it, and hopefully it's something that I can enjoy and have a good time with. Since like it does look like it meets my requirements, what I want from a Pokemon game, it's still there. Like classic Pokemon fun, it's still there, even though it is lacking and there is a lot more potential which is unfulfilled, and it does have flaws. It's still there. That's the whole point of Pokemon games for me. Not the National Dex, not the animations or the graphics. That. So that's pretty much my perspective on it. Like I said, you don't like it, more power to you, man. Just don't send fucking death threats to the developers or whoever is innocently excited for this game, or don't attack people, or don't be harsh to people who are excited for it. And also the apologists, so-called apologists, and the ones who are defending like there's no flaws, just admit the flaws and don't attack people or don't get on people who are not excited for it. Like, we don't have to be excited for the same thing. Just don't attack anybody. Don't do rude shit. And don't bring up dead people into this, being like, okay, this isn't what he wanted. That's bullshit. I know what's the use, because I'm not the voice of the Pokemon community, and I'm not even a voice for anything like except for myself, really, or on this channel. And I don't think just me saying it would affect anything. How to say, both sides are on the fault. Yes, both sides are at fault. The people who are defending it and the people who are attacking it. Like, that's what it all boils down to, and that's why the community is shit. If it wasn't, people would have been like half of the community's crap. So those are my thoughts on it. That's my perspective on it. What are yours? Just let me know if you want to give it.